Today we're talking about blue tape. No, not the kind you use for arts and crafts, though it's quite colorful and fun. We're talking about blue tape in new construction homes. What does this mean? Why do we do it? Why do we need to know its importance? So let's dive in. Blue tape meetings, new home orientations, or builder walks, whatever you want to call it, this is one of the last things that happen on your new build home. This will happen whether you're building or you're buying off a builder's inventory. It's one of the last things that take place before you close on your new property. Most of the time, this takes place between 7 to 14 days before closing, and you'll actually do it twice. We recommend all of our new build clients have a third-party inspection completed. Here's a pro tip. Make sure your home inspector visits before your blue tape walk. Let's say your builder schedules the walk for a Wednesday. Call your home inspector and get them out there Monday or Tuesday. They'll do their inspector thing and catch all of the systematic deficiencies, broken things, stuff that needs serious fixing, things that are needing minor fixing, something that's not functioning properly. Your blue tape walk is more about the cosmetic stuff. Your inspector finds the bones, you find beauty marks. Then you can share this home inspection report with the builder so they can address everything along with any blue tape walk discoveries. So what exactly happens during this blue tape shindig? Picture this. You, the builder, the builder's representative, or their third-party warranty company, your realtor, all of us walking through your shiny new home. It's like a house party, but instead of dancing, we're pointing out defects. Major ones, minor ones, right down to the paint job. You'll learn how everything works, from shutting off the water to operating your fancy new appliances. Then, armed with blue tape, you'll mark any and all imperfections. Got a scratch? Tape it. Crooked light fixture? Tape it. Once you've blue taped everything you want to address, you and the builder will document all of it. Most of the time, you'll sign a document that the blue tape walk was completed. And after that, usually, you have a final walkthrough either the morning of or a few days before your closing, depending on the builder and your schedule, of course. And this is when you go back and make sure everything you marked with blue tape and took note of at that previous walk has been taken care of, fixed, touched up, and everything is good to go. During your blue tape walk, you'll go through your house with tape in hand, ready to mark everything. Start at the front door, put your hand on a wall, and work your way around the entire house. Basically, pretend you're a detective on a mission to find every little flaw. Is there a crooked light bulb? Tape it. See a spot where the paint's a bit off? Tape it. And don't be surprised if your house ends up looking like it's been attacked by Smurfs. By the time I'm done with the house, there is tape everywhere you look. One of the things we really want to look for when doing a blue tape walkthrough is doors. Make sure they're all opening correctly. If the door has a lock, make sure that lock is working correctly, that it doesn't stick. Check all the doors. Also, when it comes to faucets, turn them on, make sure the water comes through, and make sure it's getting good water pressure. Flush all those toilets, turn the showers on, check all of those, and make sure they work properly. You'll also need to know where your water shutoffs are. Your builder should show you where those are, but if they forget, don't be shy about asking. It's your house after all. Now, going through your garage, you'll probably see leftover materials. We don't want those. So make sure the builder takes all their materials after the home is finished, because they do use the house for storage as it's being built. You'll also need to know how the electric panel works, where the breakers are. If you have an irrigation system, you're going to want to know how that works, and where the main water shutoff is. In a lot of these new houses, you have a main water shutoff in your garage or in your laundry room, so you won't have to go digging around in the yard. Make sure your builder also shows you how to change your air filter, or where it's located at the very least. Here's another pro tip. Ask your builder if they will go ahead and change the air filter. Most of the time, they're really good about that. Sometimes they do forget, and it's got all the dust and pollen and dirt from the house being built. We don't want you to move in with that, so just ask them to change the air filter before you close. Here's the second pro tip, because it's always asked. When do we change the filter? Get on Amazon, sign up for a subscription for your air filter. That way, every time the box shows up, it's time to change the filter. It's a really super easy thing to do and a great reminder. Another thing to learn about is your water heater, whether you have a tankless water heater or a traditional water heater. If you have a tankless water heater, let me tell you from experience, I thought tankless meant instant hot, like you flip the switch, it comes, and it's hot automatically. There's still physics involved. It's not instant hot, it's constant hot, which means if you have a tankless water heater, you'll have constant flowing hot water once it starts moving through the pipes. I know this because my builder told me. So you want to learn how to work your water heater, how to shut it off, how to adjust the temperature, you know, all that fun stuff. And honestly, for me, that's a Tony thing. So luckily, I don't really have to do that. But between me and you, I'll make Tony do it if you don't know how. You'll also want to take note and look your baseboards and your flooring. Make sure there's no cracks in your baseboard or your quarter round. These days with the LVP flooring, you'll see a little bit of a gap between your baseboards and your flooring. Every time we've asked about it, I've always had a builder tell us, hey, we do that so the floor can move, so that it can breathe, which it makes sense. And they say if they sit it right on top, it avoids that problem. They'll tell you, hey, if you want to do the quarter round, you can, but don't freak out if you see a little gap. They do say that's normal. I've heard it from multiple different builders, multiple different price points, multiple different communities. So if you have LVP, you might have a little bit of a gap between your baseboard and your flooring so that it can move around if it needs to. People always ask, is it normal to have a lot of tape when we do these walks? And the answer is absolutely yes. Some houses get tape everywhere and you're like, oh my gosh, there's so much tape. And some houses, it's just a few minor cosmetic things. Take your time. This should take probably an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours to get through this entire process. Remember, you're taping this house and you're looking from floor to ceiling, interior and exterior. Ask questions, take notes, ask the builder. Make sure you know where your warranty books are. They're usually in a drawer somewhere in the kitchen. Just make sure you know where those are because you'll want to register all of your appliances after you move in. Take pictures if you need to, and then just make sure it all gets documented. This is a great time to ask any questions like, hey, how does this work? Or what about this? Or what about that? It's the perfect time to ask those questions, but be sure to find the big stuff. Remember, there will always be minor imperfections and things you find after you move in. That's why builders give the 1-year warranties, and be nice when you can, because more often than not, we can ask the superintendents to fix something even after you close on the house. Lastly, understand that as a new homeowner, maintenance is now your responsibility. Change that filter, water the lawn, repair minor cracks, protect your investment. If you have major issues, call your warranty. But for the small stuff, it's all you now. Be prepared to take care of your new home. Once all this is done, you'll sign off with your builder. They typically have 7 to 10 days to fix everything before closing. If something's not done, you'll coordinate repairs post-closing. Most builders are good about getting things squared away. Then you'll go to your closing, you'll sign, you'll get your keys, you'll move into your brand new home. And that, my friends, is a blue tape walk. You're ready to move in and start your exciting new chapter. And if you're thinking about moving to Baldwin County or anywhere in Lower Alabama, we'd love to be your go-to real estate resource. Visit us at yourrealestatefam.com or give us a call to get started. Now check out this next video to learn more.